the one true God. Here, half my job is done. That's the reason I congratulate the atheist. The first question that I normally ask the atheist is, what is the definition of God? For anyone to say God does not exist, he has to know the definition of God. If he does not know the definition of God, he cannot say God does not exist. Some people may agree with me, most will not agree. Let me give you an example. If I say, this is a pen. For you to say, this is not a pen, you should know the definition of pen. You may or may not know what I'm carrying in my hand. But if you do not know the definition of pen, you cannot say, this is not a pen. I'm aware some people will argue with me and say, Brother Zakir, we know what you're carrying is a book. So if we know what you're carrying is a book, we need not know what is the definition of pen, and yet we can say this is not a pen. But I disagree with you. For you to say this is not a pen, you should know the definition of pen. For example, if I say this is a kitab, you may know the definition of book, and you know this is a book. But if you don't know what is a kitab, you will say this is not a kitab, and you're wrong. Because kitab in Arabic and Hindi and Urdu means book. So that is the reason for you to say this is not a pen, you have to know the definition of pen. If you do not know the definition of pen, you cannot say this is not a pen. In the same fashion, for anyone to say God does not exist, he should know the definition of God. Now, all these atheists and agnostics who do not believe or doubt the existence of Almighty God, they look around them that the gods their family members are worshipping, or the God their friends are worshipping. This God, he makes mistakes. This God, he forgets. This God, he requires to eat. This God, he gets tired. This God, he requires to sleep. The gods that the people worship, they have human qualities. So this atheist says, why should I worship such a God? And I, Zakir Naik, I am a Muslim. Even I do not agree that God can make a mistake, God can forget, God can get tired, God requires to sleep, God requires to eat. God doesn't have human qualities. Even I reject such God. Therefore I say, La ilaha, there is no God. Now if the atheist rejects God because he has been provided the wrong definition of God, we Muslims have to agree with him. Even we do not believe in such a God. For example, if a non-Muslim comes and tells me, I do not believe in Islam, which is a religion which is merciless. It is a religion that promotes terrorism. It is a religion that is against women's rights. It's a religion that is illogical. It is a religion which is against science. I too do not believe in a religion which is merciless, which promotes terrorism, which is illogical, which is against women's rights, which is against science. But I, as a Muslim, I have to correct the non-Muslim that you have a misinformation about Islam, and I'll prove to him